Hey, good morning. It is Thursday morning, and I am here today to talk to you guys about high functioning anxiety. So, if you get my email newsletter, then you've already read about this. And if you don't, I don't know why you don't, but you should, because you just need to go to 10,000 swords, like 10000 swords, like pirateswords.com, and sign up to get my newsletter. I send one out once a week with all kinds of fantastic information. And then I get on later. And hi, Gavin, who's sitting like right next to me. I send out this newsletter once a week about all different topics for teenagers and parents, about anxiety and confidence and school and things like that. So I'm a teacher. I am a coach for teenagers. I focus a lot on anxiety and confidence because I lived it. And today, like I said, we're going to talk about high functioning anxiety. So high functioning anxiety, before we get started, isn't actually like a diagnosable mental health condition. Also, I'm not a counselor. I'm a coach, okay? So I'm telling you what I know. It is not a diagnosable thing. It's not like generalized anxiety disorder or some like agoraphobia or anything like that. It is just a thing that is very, very real that so much of the population deals with that I feel like we need to address it here because I think it's something that you can go through phases with, but it can almost become an addiction. So I'm going to tell you some of the symptoms of high functioning anxiety, and you'll probably recognize it maybe in yourself, maybe in your teenager, maybe in like your mom or your cousin or your sister or your neighbor. High functioning anxiety is exactly what it sounds like. People who are high functioning with anxiety get stuff done. Like all the things get done. They are working. Their house is perfectly clean. Their kids are always on time. They never miss a beat. They're go, 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 go. They're the kids that have the paper done a week early, or on the opposite extreme, they put it off to the last minute and then they freak because they're afraid they'll never have it good enough. So there's I know that seems kind of opposite, and it sort of is, but there's two extremes on that. They either have it done because it's impossible for them to procrastinate, or they wait until the very last minute and then they fall apart because they're so stressed that it'll never be good enough. These are the people who never have a hair out of place. These are the people who always succeed, are always prepared. They're always giving to someone else. It is impossible for them to say no because they don't want to disappoint anybody. And they're the people that a lot of times we look at and we're like, man, they've got like it all together. Like, I wish I could be that person. I wish I was that together. And then on the inside, they're totally falling apart because they put so much pressure on themselves and their self-confidence is so low, and their ability to do things without this constant motor running, that they don't, it becomes almost an addiction, like an addiction to a feeling that you hate. I don't know how better to explain it other than you're addicted to a feeling that you hate. The hard part is that when we see them, they're always smiling and they always look like everything's great. They're never going to tell you that something's wrong unless you ask. So you really need, when you see someone that's running like this, and maybe you'll see it in your teenager where they might be the most popular kid in school. They might be in all the sports and all the clubs and get straight A's and do everything for everyone else, and something's off and you can't really put your finger on what's going on, but they don't seem happy, or they don't seem confident, or they don't seem like they're exhausted, or they're crying, and you're just like, why are you crying? And there's not a reason. Now, normal stress, obviously, some people, their stress reaction is they get angry. Some people, their stress reaction is that they cry. And when you live with this constant under the surface anxiety and you don't know how to stop that motor inside yourself, it can really build up and have some really crushing consequences on your mental health. So that anxiety can get worse, and it can roll into depression and anger and resentment and all these other things that nobody wants to deal with. So if you are recognizing those symptoms in your teenager, or if this sounds a lot like you, my question is, what is one thing that you can take control of in your life today. One little bitty tiny thing, not everything at once. We do things one thing at a time. So what is one change that you can make to give yourself a breather? Maybe it's saying, you know what, I don't have to be, if I get one assignment that I just, if I mess up an assignment, I don't have to crucify myself for it. Or I can say no to something today. Maybe your first step is just saying no to something that you literally don't have time for in your calendar, and realize that if that person's disappointed, I'm sorry you're disappointed, but I just can't. Saying no is really, really hard. We have to learn how to do that sometimes. All right. So if you watch this and it sounds like somebody who you know, please share this video with them, because nobody needs to live like this. And I'm going to tell you a quick story before I go. I've taken anti-anxiety medicine for a lot of years, and I've taken different kinds, and some of them have had horrific, awful side effects, and some of them have worked like really, really well. I take a very, very low dose of Lexapro right now. It does not completely end anxiety for me, which I actually like, because I think that some level of anxiety is actually healthy, and it helps me to control anxiety when I don't spiral down. One, because I have a ton of techniques that I know on how to stop it now that I never knew before, but this helps me with like hormonal anxiety because I'm 44. And so one of the things that I did experience at one point when I was taking medicine in the past was, if you are taking medication for anxiety and you feel like you cannot go fast enough and you are snapping at people, that is mania. Okay. It can be induced by your anxiety medicine. And I thought, I'm never going off of this. I feel great. I get so much done. I'm going 100 miles an hour. But I had this feeling like I just couldn't keep, I was so like on edge all the time, but I wasn't anxious, or I didn't think I was anxious. So if you're experiencing that and you're on medication, it may help to cut your medication down so that you can still experience anxiety, but also learn some techniques that I'm happy to help you with on how to control your anxiety. If you are experiencing that feeling and not taking medication, you might have high functioning anxiety. All right. I hope that explained a little bit about what that is. Again, my website is 10,000swords.com. I also have a Facebook page called 10,000 Swords Coaching, where I would love to have conversations. I also teach a digital course called The Path to Panic Free, which will be opening up again probably in January. And it's like 6 weeks of online coursework plus some group coaching and all the resources you need to really learn how to get your anxiety under control, whether you are in high school or college and you're just like, I need to get this done. I have this huge, fantastic life to live and my anxiety is killing me. Come find me for this course. I will always keep posting it here and other places on the internet. And I would love to offer that with you and really just get to know you better and talk with you in group coaching sessions and anything else. Another thing I have is just like this breakthrough session where we can talk on the phone, talk about what your goals are, and come up with some way that you can get started. All right. That's what I've got for you today. I will be back again next week with a brand new topic. I hope you have a fantastic Thursday and a great weekend. Thanks, guys. See you later.